Hello everyone, it's Mrs Harrison here again. I hope you all had a lovely weekend. I've seen lots of pictures and information about things you were doing to celebrate and commemorate over the VE Day bank holiday. But it's back to work again this week, working from home that is. And I have a story for you today called Angry Arthur. Now I'm really sad about this because I have turned the house upside down and I cannot find my book of Angry Arthur that I had when I was little. And I think it's with my mum and dad and they live in France. So I've had to use an app. Which is okay because actually the pictures are better on the screen for you, but I'm having to read it from a tablet, so it's not as easy. I prefer reading from books, but hopefully you'll be able to hear it okay and that you enjoy the story. Angry Arthur. Once there was a boy called Arthur. He wanted to stay up and watch the Western on TV. There he is, look. Oh, the Western is a film about cowboys and Indians and that sort of thing. No, said his mother. It's too late. Go to bed. I'll get angry, said Arthur. Get angry, said his mother. Well, you can see his mother in the room here with a big shadow there. She looks quite angry and he is definitely not looking very happy. And there's a little cat here, which I quite like. He looks like he might be a ginger cat. So, I wonder how many of you have done that when you said, I'm going to get angry, and your mums or dads or people who look after you might have said, fine, get angry. And then what happens? Let's see what happens to Arthur when he gets angry. Oh dear, this doesn't look good. Look at all of the mess around there. So he did. Very, very angry. He got so angry that his anger became a storm cloud, exploding thunder and lightning and hailstones. That's really angry. It knocked over the piano and everything, all the things in the room. That's enough, said his mother. But it wasn't. Look, you can see him here coming out of the house. Look at the state of his house. All the windows are smashed. There's things on the floor. You can see the lightning up there. And the mum, what must she be thinking? Look at the state. All of the things trashed around everywhere. He really is in a very bad mood. And you can see him here walking through the streets. Arthur's anger became a hurricane, hurling rooftops and chimneys and church spires. Look, a hurricane. He's so angry that he can't watch television anymore. He's caused a hurricane outside. And the pictures here, you can see some more. The whole vans are falling over, all of the street lamps and signs and the trees. That's enough, said his father. But it wasn't. He's up here on the tree, ignoring his dad with his angry face on. Arthur's anger became a typhoon, tipping whole towns into the sea. And look, you can see Arthur just hanging on for his bare life up there on the tree. And there's his cat, looking a bit stressed. And there's buses and telephone boxes and buildings all just being crashed into the seas. That's enough, said his grandfather. But it wasn't. There's his grandfather, look. Looks like quite an old man. And there's Arthur, he's got all water in his boot and all of his city and town is just sinking into the sea. Arthur's anger became an earth tremor, cracking the surface of the earth like a giant cracking eggs. That's enough, said his grandmother. But it wasn't. Look at this. Like when you crack an egg, that's earth. This looks like his grandmother knitting with a spacesuit on. Oh dear me. Arthur's anger became a universe quake. Now, I've never heard of a universe quake before, but I can guess what it is. It means it's an earthquake that doesn't just affect the earth, but the whole universe. Look at all these stars. The poor cat and the earth and the moon and the stars and the planets. Arthur's country and Arthur's town, his street, his house, his garden and his bedroom. Well, it started, didn't it, in his bedroom, but now it's affected the whole universe. They were all nothing more than bits in space. Look at that picture. He's floating. You can still see his cat with him. His cat likes to stay near him, doesn't he? And there's his bits of his bedroom, but they're everything. Arthur sat on a piece of Mars and thought. He thought and thought. You can see him there. I wonder what he's thinking about. He doesn't look very angry there. He looks more sad, really. A bit devastated. Why was I so angry, he thought. And he never did remember. Can you? It's quite hard to remember what it was that he was so angry about. But the reason I like that story is because, well, I remember reading it when I was a little girl, and I also like the pictures, and I remember thinking it was crazy how angry Arthur got. It's quite difficult when you're trapped at home. Sometimes you might be arguing with your brothers and sisters, or you might be arguing with the people that look after you, and you might feel really angry as Arthur did then. But once it's all died down and you think back, sometimes it's hard to remember quite why you were so angry. And I think that's a good story to remind you about staying patient. And I know I say this every day, but staying patient and kind with one another. Now, I'm going to read another story now, but I'm not going to post it until tomorrow. So if you're thinking, oh, Mrs. Harrison's wearing the same clothes twice, not that you'd probably notice, but that's because I'm going to have a very busy week this week with lots of things to sort out. So I'm just going to do a few of the stories in one go, but I'll release them to you one per day, as we have been doing for the past few weeks. Okay, I hope you have a nice evening, everyone. Thank you. Bye.